Today we will start with electronic instruments. Now, electronic instruments, mainly electronic voltmeters used in either transistor or vacuum tubes, or any kind of digital meters, are the electronic meters. So before moving to the details of the electronic instrument, first we will study advantages and disadvantages of electronic instrument over electrical instrument. Advantages and disadvantages of digital instrument over analog instrument. Now if we move to the subject, we can see first here it is written detection of low level signals. Analog instrument that will produce a great loading effect if we want to detect a very low level of signal. Say if we use a PMMC instrument for indication, this movement cannot be constructed with a full scale sensitivity of less than 50 milliampere. Now if we measure anything using a PMMC movement, that must draw a current of 50 milliampere from the quantity we want to measure to for the full scale deflection of the scale if we use the conventional meters. Now this 50 milliampere is very low. So if we want to measure this amount, then and if my system is not designed to measure for this such amount of low value, then it will create a loading effect on the instrument. That loading effect will distort the reading, will disturb the reading. Reading will not be exact that we want. So it will create a loading effect on the instrument, especially on electronic and communication circuit. But in case of electronic meters, electronic voltmeters or electronic meters avoid the loading errors by supplying the power required for the measurement by using external circuit. What external circuit it will use? That electronic meters, that means digital instrument, it will use basically amplifier. What amplifier does? Amplifier supplies power for the operation but make it possible for low level signal. It can detect the low level signal. As we are using amplifier in the digital instrument, so it is very easy to measure or to detect the low value of signal using digital instrument. The error is very less. Now if we do not use amplifier in the digital instrument, that it is not possible to detect low level of signal using digital instrument. Now we will move to the power consumption. Power consumption for the analog and digital instrument. Now in case of analog instrument, power consumption is very high, and in case of digital instrument, power consumption is very low. In electronic instrument, power is low because the power required to operate the instrument can be supplied from an auxiliary source. That means while the circuit whose voltage is being measured controls the sensing element of the voltmeter, the power drawn from the circuit under measurement is very small, even negligible. This can be interpreted as the voltmeter circuit has very high input impedance. Now this feature of electronic voltmeter is indispensable for voltage measurement in many high impedance circuits such as in communication circuit. Next feature we have, that is frequency range. Frequency range for the analog instrument is very low. Frequency range for digital instrument is very high. Digital instrument digital instrument basically can give a frequency of order of hundreds of megahertz. The high frequency range can be achieved by digital instrument, which is not possible for the analog one. Next we are having resolution. Resolution is limited by space on the scale markings and also the ability of the human operator to read such small deviations in scale markings. This is for the analog instrument. And for digital instrument, the measured value is displayed directly on a LED or LCD panel whose resolution is solely determined by resolution of the analog to digital converter. Next we are having storage facility. Storage facility in analog instrument, few analog instrument has a storage facility, that is by the use of chart recorders where the pointer has a ink source that keeps on marking the values on a roll moving paper. That can be an example of ECG machine where we can see one ink pen is linked with a paper. We can see the recorded values for the ECG machine. That can be an example of this kind of analog instrument, but not in every analog instrument we have the storage capacity. But in digital instrument, readings can be stored for the future reference. That is a very important facility for the digital instrument. Next we are having accuracy. Obviously analog instrument human made errors can be there in analog instrument to take small to measure small scale deflection, so it is less accurate than the digital one, and digital instrument will be more accurate. If we consider noise in analog instrument, noise is less, and in digital instrument noise is more. Next we will move to our next slide. Here we are having performance characteristics of digital instrument. So first characteristics we are having, that is resolution. Now resolution is defined as the smallest increment in voltage that can be discrete. Basically resolution will depend on the number of bits. That is, the smallest increment in output voltage is determined by least significant bit. That is basically resolution. Next we are having accuracy of the instrument. Accuracy is a measure of the difference between actual input and the expected output. That means difference between the true value to the measured value. That is the term accuracy. Next we are having linear error. Linearity here means equal increment in digital input of digital instrument should result in equal increment in the analog output voltage. Now if the values of the resistances are very accurate and the other components are also ideal, there would be a perfect linear relation between input and output graph. That means the graph should be a straight line. Now because of the fact that the resistance used in the circuit have some tolerance, a perfectly linear relation between input and output is not obtained, which is termed as the linear error. Next we will move to monotonicity. A digital to analog converter is monotonic if it does not take any reverse step when it is sequenced over the entire range of input bits. Next we are having settling time. Settling time means when the digital input signal changes, it is desirable that the analog output signal should be immediately show the new output value. But in actual practice, if we draw a graph or if we check one graph in MATLAB, say for example, so what will happen? Just initially the graph will not come to a trace. There is a there is a time to settle the graph, time taken by the graph to settle to its final output value. That time is a settling time. Settling time of the instrument, settling time of the instrument we are using. So that is basically settling time. Next we are having temperature sensitivity. The reference voltage supplied to the resistor of the digital to analog converter are all temperature sensitive, so we have to consider that. Next we will move to digital multimeter. Now here we can see the diagram for the digital multimeter. Now digital multimeter is an electronic device or electronic instrument which can measure measure DC voltage as well as AC voltage, DC current as well as AC current, and resistances. All quantities we can measure, as we can see already we have used this in our lab. So all quantities other than DC voltage is first converted into an equivalent DC voltage by some device, and then it will get measured by the digital meter. Now, if we move to the block diagram of the system, we can see here for measurement of AC voltage, this one, to measure AC voltage, this input voltage here from here we are giving the input voltage is fed to the calibrated attenuator. Calibrated attenuator means it will detect the voltage. If the level of input we are applying is not fitted to the instrument, or instrument can't detect that such value of instrument, then calibrated attenuator will set that input value to the desired level that can be detected by the system. So for this purpose we are using calibrated attenuator. Our input is fed to calibrated attenuator. If input value is not acceptable by the instrument, so calibrated attenuator will set that value to the desired one, will detect that value. Then we are having a precision AC to DC converter. Now in this in this converter we are converting this into the DC one, converting this AC quantity into the DC, and the resulting DC is fed to analog to digital converter. This resulting DC is fed to analog to digital converter, and finally we are having this digital display, and we can see the output in the display part. Now for current measurement, we can see here we are applying the current. For current measurement, the drop across an internal calibrated shunt is measured, and it is fed to the AC to DC converter, and then finally it is fed to the analog to digital converter, and we can see it from the display. So this is, and for the DC one we are having calibrated attenuator. For DC one calibrated attenuator, again it will set the value to the value that can be accepted by the instrument. And as we are using the DC one, so no AC to DC converter is required because it is already DC. So we are directly fed it to the analog to digital converter, and finally we will see the display. So this is basically digital multimeter we are having. Next we having difference between analog multimeter to the digital multimeter. So this is a very simple part, analog multimeter to digital, and very important because this question is coming in your university, and basically from this chapter only short notes are coming. So analog to digital multimeter, we can see in analog multimeter no external power supply is required. You can see it in your lab. In digital multimeter, an external power supply is required. You can see it from the block diagram. Visual identification of change in reading is better observable. Digital multimeter, it is less observable. Analog multimeter, less effect of electronic noise. In digital multimeter, noise is high. Analog multimeter, isolation problem is less. In digital multimeter, isolation problem is more. Analog multimeter is having less accuracy, where digital is more accurate. Now interface of the output with external equipment is not possible. That means we can if possible to connect an external instrument with the output reading. That can be possible with the digital multimeter. That you can see analog to digital converter we have connected here. So that is the external instrument that we can connect. Next, simple in construction. Obviously digital is very complicated in construction. Analog size is high, and for digital multimeter size is less. So this is done for today. We will move with the next topic from our next class. Thank you.